Okay, guys, so let's quickly run through this situation here. So recall that if you want to do this long division, you want this piece x to look like x squared. So you multiply it by x. And I put it there, not there, because this has two pieces. So I go two spaces in and I go above. That's just a preference, really. Now take this x and distribute to both pieces. That'll be x squared minus 1x. And what you always do is you protect this in parentheses, and you're going to subtract this from the pieces above. So x squared minus x squared, these will always cancel, they'll always eliminate, because that's why you chose this. Because this times this matches that, which is why it's 7. Anyways, watch what happens. This take away this is gone. Now, 3 take away a negative 1, that's like 3 minus a negative 1. And the negatives become positive, which is why this is just 4. So it's positive 3, and we're subtracting the negative 1. That double negative is positive, so it's just 3 plus 1, which is just 4. So that part was good. And then we collapse this false. But I think here is the question that arose in the chat that I didn't see, because sometimes I forget to look at the chat. What we want is this to look exactly like that. I don't want like the opposite. I want this to look exactly like this. So I'm going to use a 4. But let me address this here now. I think that some students will think of a negative 4 because it'd be like, oh, a negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And then they go away. Not quite. You see, I don't pick a number to create the opposite of this. No, I pick the number that this and that makes this exactly, because 4 times x, that and that. So the reason I choose the number that times this makes it exactly like that is because what happens next? What happens next is a subtraction. So that's why you want to choose a number here that this times that is exactly this and not the opposite. Because 4 minus 4 creates a 0. Imagine if the person next to you said, oh, I refuse to believe the professor. I think this should be a negative 4. Watch what happens. If this is negative 4, then negative 4 times x would have been negative 4x there. And then what would have happened? This would have been 4 minus a negative 4. And those do not eliminate. And you always want the first terms to eliminate, which is why you wanted to use a positive 4, because a positive 4 times x would have perfectly matched this positive 4. Okay? And of course, this here, y equals, that is your slant asymptote. And the rest of this process, I could not care less about. So find your slant asymptote and then go from there.